Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Where are we here off today? Well, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I've been doing a little bit of work on the base ship here. I've started laying out where one of the hangars is going. Now I'm going to basically mirror this on the opposite side. And I'm running into a problem where I'm waiting for my little factory ship to do to make all the stuff so I can actually keep welding. But what I'm going to start working towards is actually getting welding, what do you call it, loading bay here where I can actually bring the welder in and top it up. This big monstrosity here is a jump drive. Not entirely sure I have it fully understood. But I believe these let you jump from location to location or waypoint to waypoint. I'm actually going to be putting in another one on the opposite side. Like I said, I'm going to mirror this on the opposite side and work on that. But I'm getting to the point where I really seriously need to actually consider being able to drill out or mine out a large portion of this meteorite or this asteroid, because I gotta scrape by hand, like chisel by hand away this stone, or use that little factory ship and not bump into anything to grind away resources. And I tell you, this poor little factory ship, I mean, it's doing way more than it was ever originally designed to do. Like that and that other one that I have on there, these mounting points, really shouldn't be on this ship. I mean, these are for connecting to to things like the welder here. Really shouldn't be on that factory ship. I mean, the whole point of this is it's a small, I guess a medium duty craft to fly to one place and do like a little build, like start building something big. If I'm building something big, I really need to actually have this ship come into play. So that's sort of today's objective, is to work on this landing bay a little bit, set up a point to connect the welding ship to it. And the other thing I'm going to start doing is planning out to build a mining ship. Now, I'm not going to build the whole thing on today's episode. By no stretch of imagination am I going to build it. I'm going to probably put that together in a future episode, or next episode I'll have it started or laid out or something and figured out, because there's a lot of work to go into a mining ship. So we're just going to jump back into the cockpit here and fire up the old welder and do a little bit of fixing on the stuff that I've already got ordered. Okay, with that we've welded up as much as I can weld with what I have ready to build. Yeah, like I said, this poor factory ship, it was not meant for continued building of such a large-scale project. I mean, I really expected to be in a position where it was functioning on its own by now, or at least semi-functioning. I do have the factories and the ore collections and stuff up and running. It's just nothing's hooked up. I've started laying out where things are going to come from engineering here. This conveyor here will feed a second pipe out this way, and this will come up and dock to, probably have a couple of docks over here or something that is going to connect to. But let's have a look at it from the incomplete inside. So settle down and land. Eventually I want to have it where I'm not walking around having headlights on and stuff like that, but you're going to come through these doors and then down the flight of stairs, which is nice that these ones built. I'm not sure if I'm going to have this go that way as well or not, but I probably will. I'm thinking of having a sort of a sub-chamber between the actual hangar bay and where everything is. Eventually this will have large windows right here, and there will probably be a floor at this level too. I mean, I might move this staircase, or I might just have the floor come off on this side, for example, or something. I'm not sure yet. Then this staircase here, I mean, there's going to be a railing, but this staircase here will lead down to the engineering level, and this is going to basically be all what you're looking at right now: pipes and motors and components. Like I said, I haven't put in all of the things, like I still need some gyros and that kind of such to go in here. This assembly, this assembler here and the one beside it are going to be for weapons only. These are going to be set up strictly for weapons. The black, although it was supposed to be kind of a gunmetal gray, really turned out more black than anything. This color here will be for all of my weapons system tubes. Basically those tubes, anywhere you see one of those, it's going to be connecting to a weapons system. So let's get on with figuring out a landing spot and connector for that welding ship. Now this assembly here is a simple airlock. I had a plate on top here, but it seems to have vanished. What I want to have is you come through here, you go through this door, you know, and that door, and then this is pressurized. So you can come in here, and it's a 1 block square depressurization, and boom, you're into air-free zone. That way I don't have to worry about having the hangar doors vented before I open them or something like that, because these aircraft hangars are going to be big, like all the way to the ceiling, the full length of the ship kind of thing, and that's going to take a lot of air to drain out. That little tiny room, even if I close the door and I open it, isn't going to make too big of a deal. Now I'll probably do is I'll set up a sensor or something in here at some point, so that whenever you walk through there, it triggers it, so that you walk in and it opens, you walk in this door and it ventilates it. You walk out this door and then it's depressurized, and that way you come up to this door, you just, this door is open, it's always depressurized, and you close this door and it pressurizes, and then you open that door. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of building here and we'll figure out where we're going. So check back on. Now I want off of this conveyor. Conveyors of 5, are they not? Conveyor tube, and this is raw material in. And yes, I know I don't have to separate all these. There's no reason I couldn't just throw a docking ring on the side of one of these, for example. But I like to keep it so it's separated and looking neat. It's more personal preference than anything. Let's try that one. There we go, straight. This is just going to go underneath this floor level and up into this wall. Where do I want to dock this thing? That's a good question. Where do I want to dock this thing? I want to keep that for building to some degree. Let's do a 7. There we go. We're going to use that as a location to hard dock the welding ship. I'm going to probably put a sign above it or something that says welder ship here. This little cargo shunt here is going to get all ground down. I'm going to turn all that, including the connector and everything, back into spare parts. And I have to do some modifications on the factory ship. Of course, the factory ship is also going to get its own docking station, but I will have to modify that to mate with the station itself, or with the base ship itself here. I have a lot more deck that I have to lay out here to come back and set this up. A lot of welding to do, a lot of ordering materials and such, and welding to do. But there's where we're at. I'm building, slowly getting the side hangar done. So thanks all for watching, kids. As I said, I'm going to start figuring out mining some kind of a mining ship. I have to get something that can handle drilling this asteroid. So I'm between now and the next episode, I'm going to finish getting that docking location for the for that little welding ship set up. I might do some modifications to the welder to make it a little bit more aerodynamic, but the biggest problem is when I built it, I put the reactor in the middle, and I have no way to connect the two cargo containers directly. So I had to put that little underbelly thing, which really changes the profile of the ship. It goes from being this sleek little 3-block wide craft to this bulky 2-block thick thing that it is, which makes fitting into some holes a little bit tight. I'm going to say here's the old wave, and thumbs up. No. Try that again. Thumbs up. Yeah, well, wow, you can really not see it. Anyhow, I'm going to get that set up, and I'm going to start laying out that mining ship, because obviously I'm waiting again for the factory ship here to produce resources, because that welder just, I'm sucking them back as fast as I can make them. I really have to get this thing up and running. So see you all in the next episode, and good night for now.